Hey, hip-hop veteran Joseph Cartagena, better known as Fat Joe, is known for many smash hits, including What's Love with Ashanti and Lean Back. He's now ready to release his 11th studio album, Family Ties, your first solo album in almost a decade.
Well, it's actually not a solo album. It's a duet. It's me and my brother Dre of Cool Dre.
Dre is here, super producer. The album is called Family Ties. You are here in the Toyota Green Room. What up?
Thank you so much.
Good to see you.
Such great energy.
What's going on, man? Good to see you.
Such great energy this morning, man. Me and you behind the scenes talking all
right,
this
we were talking about
trivia, the best
Slow Joe, which is I was like right out of college, man, when that song came out, and I was like, what?
It saved my life. Shout out Red Alert. It was just his birthday. DJ Red Alert, living legend. I had gave him my promo. It was like a demo, a promo, and he would play it every week on 98.7 KISS. And then Chris Lighty came and signed me, and Chris Lighty gave me a record deal, and FloJo went #1 in the country. So it's just a totally interesting story how that came about.
And can you, I mean, when you think back to those days, 93, and where you are right now with this new album coming out, 11 studio albums, all the things
This is my best album. This is my greatest album.
Why do you say? Why do you think that this one is it?
Because we just really, I personally feel my fans could stone me to death, but I feel like I never had a classic album from A to Z, just Fat Joe. So I made sure that me and Dre and the team, we made this a classic album. And when we start talking about the hip-hop gods on Mount Rushmore, all these guys had classic albums. When you say Nas, Illmatic, or Reasonable Doubt, Jay-Z, or Big Pun, Capital Punishment, I've always wanted a classic album, and this is it.
So, Dre, explain to me the collaboration and sort of how you contributed to this album, and because when you're talking about, he's saying this is the greatest album he's ever produced, and you've worked with him on that. Just give me a sense of it.
You know, we've known Joe, me and Cool, we've known Joe for over 15 years, so he's known us since we was teenagers, and we've worked on a bunch of his albums. And with this one, we just felt that, first of all, Fat Joe is the only artist from the 90s that's still out here making hit records. And we don't really get opportunity to shed that light on that. You know what I'm saying? So with this new single, yes, he did it again, another top 10 single. And with this album, we just knew that it was important for him to hit that last second shot and come home with a trophy like MJ.
Nice, nice. What do you mean last second shot? What does that mean?
That means I'm almost out of here. I
What?
think I'm retiring.
Wait.
It's time to give it up. Yeah, nah, I'm trying to walk off on it. I'm trying to.
I was gonna say you're not really retired.
Kobe Bryant or the Obama dropped the mic and just walk off. I might be.
You might be.
I'm really there.
Yeah.
I've never felt like this in my life. My daughter's turning 14, man. I really want to watch my daughter. I really want to, take her to school every day, watch her, make sure she's like. That's really the conflict. That's where I'm conflicted at.
Right.
Women. Not women, but little girls, 13, 14, very impressionable right now. So I want to make sure every time she turns around, her dad is there when she looks around, and I'm there for her. Family ties. That's
Family ties, right. And you had a very touching message about your son, Joey. He's got autism.
Autism, yes.
And
yes.
you shared that with the millions of your fans, and you spoke very movingly about it on Instagram.
Well, I feel like all my blessings come from Joey. You know what I mean? When he was born, he was autistic. His mom's was like, yo, I can't do this. I'm ready to give him up for adoption. So I raised him with my mother and my father. And he's the happiest kid in the world. He's just so happy. And he blesses us. I really, truly believe he's our blessing,
So you thinking this might be the time to spend some time with the fam.
Yeah, you got it.
Right?
You got it.
I hear you.
I'm thinking, my love for hip-hop is crazy. He doesn't believe me. But he's never heard me say this. And I've got mad at all the other rappers who said they're retiring and they come
back like with a...
No, I'm a strong advocate against that. So I'm really, that's what, I've been flirting with it. I'm like at 85% gone. So
would this mean, though, that, you're now doing TV, you're in movies, you're talking about eventually leaving it all behind, or maybe
No.
Okay, all right.
We be broke. If I don't tour, I'm broke. You want me to lie to you? I'll go broke if I don't tour. It's going to be TV. We just sold the movie to Warner Brothers. We creating series. We just working, man.
Yeah, I seen you in Night School.
Yeah, that was so.
Was that fun?
So much fun, man. It was so much fun, and I learned so much from those guys. It was an incredible opportunity, man. I thought I knew acting, and when I got around Kevin Hart and Tiffany Haddish and everybody, I was like, Rob Riggle, I was like, oh my God, you
Rob
could do
Riggle.
that?
Yeah,
You could do that? You could do that? You could do that? I was like, oh my God. They opened up a Pandora's box, and I love it, man.
That's great. So let's real talk quickly about the album. So in addition to having super producer Dre on it with you, you got some other collaborations on the record.
Newly announced.
Okay.
Some family arrive late, but they show up when you need them. Remy Ma's on the album, too.
Yes.
Wow.
A late entry. Who we got? Eminem, Mary J. Blige.
Eminem, Mary
Eminem,
J.
Mary J. We got Todd Dolla $ign.
Jeremiah.
What?
Lil
Got Cardi
Wayne,
B. Anuel.
Cardi B.
Anuel. Yeah. And even though we're mentioning all these collaborations, the album doesn't sound like a put together album. It's like Dr. Dre Chronic is the best way to explain it to you, because when he does his music, different people pop out in different hooks and different bridges and all. Almost Kanye West-ish, like where he'll have Kenny G playing at the end, and you be like, wow, that's Kenny G? Like that's kind of like the vibe this album is.
Excellent, excellent. Well, let me ask you this before we wrap this up. We were talking a little before the camera started rolling about what your life story would look like if you ever decided to put a pen to paper. I mean, you've been talking about life in your rapping ever since back in the day, but if you actually have thought about the arc of your career and where you are right now with family, with friends, with the people that are working on your records right now, how would you sort of synthesize all that?
Man, that's hard to do in just one small moment, but it's just been a complete struggle. It's been fighting. You know, I grew up in the South Bronx in the projects. We call it the mud. I grew up from nothing. Nobody ever gave me nothing. I was 3 times this size, sneaking into record labels, walking up 31 flights of stairs, giving them my demo. They turn around and tell me I'm garbage. I walked back down, but I never gave up. I think we just found it. Never give up.
Never
it
give
would be
up.
like Fat Joe, never gave up. Never gave up, no matter what.
And here you are now, brother. Man, excellent, excellent. One last thing, you look great.
Thank you.
Man, let me tell you, you look great.
Well, you know, I've been on a diet for 3 days. For Thanksgiving, I'm pitching the shutout, bro. I swear to God, no carbs in 3 days.
Really?
Not even on the flight when they give you the little peanuts.
Yeah,
I didn't take it. I'm carb-free for 3 days. He saw the egg whites this morning.
Because you've talked about health is the new wealth.
That's right.
Health is the new wealth, man.
That's all it is, man. You know, we trying to do. And you know, I got a nephew. He's still 6X, and back in the days, you could walk in any store in the hood and buy a 6X coat. So I'm buying a coat for my nephew. I went to 20 stores. Nobody's 6X no more, man. I'm going all around to all the fat guy stores. Nobody's 6X. Everybody's losing weight, man.
It's true, which is good for you.
Yo, this is crazy, man.
Good to see you, man. Thank you so much for stopping by. Thank you, Dre. Thank you so much, brother.
Family Ties.
Family
December
Ties.
6th, baby.
It is coming out on Friday, wherever you like to get your music. Family Ties, check it out. Fat Joe in the house.